This lovely braid is formed over 3 rounds or rows. When we work in the round, we attach the yarn in a contrasting color, in my case it's blue, to the yarn in the main color, in my case it's yellow, and I attach it with a simple knot, nothing complicated at all, and then move the knot close to the bottom of the stitch. In the first round, we knit 1 stitch with the contrasting color, that's color A, and then we knit 1 stitch in the main color, that's color B. And we keep doing that, 1 stitch in a contrasting color, 1 stitch in the main color. I simply drop the strand every time I change color, but you can use any other way that you know that helps you to handle strands at the back of the work. And that was the first round of Latvian braid pattern. In the second round, we're gonna form the bottom part of the braid by using yarn floats. So we start this round by bringing both strands of yarn to the front of the work. And then we follow 2 simple rules. First, we're gonna purl each stitch in the same color as the stitch itself. So blue stitches will be purled in blue color and the yellow stitches in yellow color. And the second rule is that we're gonna twist the yarns every time we change the color, and we do it so that we take the color that we need from underneath the other color. So to make this blue stitch, I'm gonna take the blue yarn from underneath the yellow one and purl the stitch, keeping the strands at the front of the work at all times. And then I'm gonna twist the yarns again, bringing the yellow color from underneath the blue color and purling the next stitch. And we're gonna do the same thing over and over again until we get to the end of the round. If you notice that the strands get twisted, that means you're doing all right. That means everything as it should be. If you have a lot of stitches on your needles, then the yarns will get really twisted by the end of the round, but don't untwist them. This twist will resolve itself in the next round. In this round, round 3, we will form the top part of the braid, and this is the last round of the braid. And in this round, we will also follow 2 simple rules. The first one is the same. We will purl each stitch in the same color as the stitch itself. And the second rule is very similar. We will twist the yarns every time we change the color, but this time we're gonna bring one strand over the other. Actually, we're gonna follow the strands themselves. So see, it looks like they want to be untwisted, and our task is to help them. So I'm gonna bring the blue color over the yellow one and purl my first stitch. And then I bring yellow over the blue one and purl the next stitch. And do it to the end of the round. And the last stitch of this round, and you see that the twist is gone. It got untwisted all by itself, somehow magically almost. And now the braid is fully formed. So we bring both strands to the back of the work and we resume working in the main pattern. In my case, it's going to be simply knitting all stitches in the main color, the golden color. So the braid is beautiful. I'll show you how it looks. See? Absolutely delicious. But the only problem is the jog. As any color pattern worked in stripes almost, right? The braid forms a jog. If you're looking for a solution to this issue, go to 10roseday.com/jogless-Latvian-braid. Meanwhile, let's see how we can make this braid when we work back and forth. There are 3 rows to follow. In the first row, we attach the yarn in a contrasting color with a simple knot, move the knot closer to the bottom of the stitch, and then we knit 1 stitch with the contrasting color, color A, and we knit 1 stitch with the main color, color B. And we keep doing that until we get to the end of the row. Turn your work and bring both strands over the right side of the fabric to the back of the work so that the strands are at the right side of the project. And then we're gonna knit each stitch in the same color as the stitch, and we're gonna twist the yarns and bring one yarn over the other So to make this yellow stitch, I'm gonna twist the yarns, bring the yellow yarn over the blue one and knit the stitch. And then I'm gonna bring the blue yarn over the yellow one and knit the next stitch. And I'm gonna do it until I get to the end of the row. The strands get twisted at the end of the row, but now we know that this twist will go away in the next row. Turn your work, but keep both strands at the front of the project. In the next row, we'll form the top part of the braid, and we'll do it by purling each stitch in the same color as the stitch, and we'll bring the yarns again one over the other. So we twist the strands at the beginning of the row and bring the blue one over the yellow one and purl the first stitch. And then I bring the yellow one over the blue one and purl the next stitch. Again, we follow the twist. So the yarns, they want to untwist, and our task is to help them. Keep doing it until you get to the end of the row. That's it. That's how we make the braid when we work back and forth. If you look at the braid, you will notice that it resembles the arrows pointing to the right. That's the classic way of making the Latvian braid. But we can change the direction of these arrows and make them pointing to the left. And we do it by simply changing the way we twist yarns. When we work in the round, we will bring the yarns over each other in the second round of the pattern, and we'll bring the yarns from underneath each other in the third round of the pattern. When we work back and forth, we will bring the yarns from underneath each other in rows 2 and 3 of the pattern.